Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I've had a really busy week, so I haven't scrapped a lot, but I was watching a Paige Evans video, and she did a book binding layout, so it was just a stack of books. It was so cute. So I'm gonna Scraplift Paige Evans, but I'm not using Paige Evans paper. And I'm not going to go back and watch it exactly for all the dimensions and stuff. I'm going to kind of wing it, but you'll get the idea. So I've pulled out a whole bunch of scraps because what a perfect layout for scraps. So I have some scraps that everyone may not match each other, but this one matches this one. This has some of the same colors as this. There's some, this matches the background that I picked. I picked this sort of painty Chamel from a project pad, Chamel project pad. There's a pink because my daughter. I did a purple because she's got some purple in here. I did a green because she's wearing some bright green. There's some green in here. So, but when you do a stack of books, they don't all necessarily match and coordinate. So I'm going to do this page. So the idea is the books stack up here, and then your page can go here. I will need to find another paper to mat the photo in, probably. So I have that, and then you know the little straps that go on the ends of the books. I've pulled out some washi tape to use, and one piece of ribbon. I do have a package of spare ribbon, like little small pieces of ribbon, which would be perfect for this, but I can't find that bin. So hopefully by the time I get to that, I'll find it. And then you need titles on all the books as well. So she's reading a Harry Potter book in this picture. So I may go and pull, I have a Harry Potter paper kit. Oh, words are hard today. A Harry Potter paper pack that I may go look and see if they have some words on it for a couple of the books. But I've pulled this. I like this Dream Boldly. I thought there might be something on here, though some of them may be too small. And then I pulled out a couple of sticker books. This is New Day, Echo Park, because they have these words which are kind of perfect size for titles. I don't know if Love Grows Here is a good one. It may not have Perfect Moment might be good. Let Love Bloom. So there's a few words in there. And then I have this one, which is Good to Be Home also. And it has Love and Laughter. So some other, excuse me, some other things, good stuff inside. I don't know. So we'll see. So those are for after. I'm going to make the sort of, all right, so here's my plan. I'm going to make the books and then decorate each of them before I put them down and stack them. And then I can sort of arrange the color pattern that I want. It won't be a pattern, but make sure everything looks good. So I'm going to do random heights and random lengths. So that then when I stack them, I can move them around and play with them. So let's get started. And I'm just going to do this one as long as I can do it. And I'm not actually going to measure, though I will tell you what I end up with each one. So this one happens to be 5.5, and it is 1.5. I'll probably make this a little bit thinner. I think I'm gonna take it. It's a little more than 1.5, so I'm gonna take it down to 1.5 to start with. I may make that one thinner. The other thing that Paige did, which I like, is she just rounded the corners, and she didn't, I may need to pull out my corner rounder, but she just did a little bit of a rounded edge on each corner. So those won't be perfect, but that's okay. And I need to think about if I want to ink each one. I think I probably, I don't know if I will or not. Well, I finish all of these strips. I don't make you watch me do all of them. First I thought I was going to, but the video is pretty long. I spent a total of 1 hour and 15 minutes on the page total. So I've tried to cut out a few unimportant areas where I was just sort of hemming and hawing around and looking for titles, book titles, and things like that. So here's all of them complete. I am making a couple of adjustments. And now I'm going to start putting washi tape and ribbons on the books as the little strips, just to add a little more interest and dimension. And what I struggle with is just finding washi tape that sort of coordinates with the book and goes with the rest of the page and things like that. And for some of these washi tapes, you know how washi can be kind of see-through. So I do a double layer. Paige had done that on her page as well. And that was a good idea. And it wasn't too hard to line them up. So most of them end up being washi. One of them is that glitter washi. And then I use this pink ribbon on one of them. And I think I pull a really thin, sorry, this is a purple plaid ribbon. I pull a really thin pink ribbon that I was using for another project. I put that on there. All right, so I'm just continuing on here, and I did really speed this up just because it's, you know, it's a little fussy, time consuming. So I think I sped it up almost 5 times, which I don't normally do. I usually try and keep it around 3 or 3.5 times speed. But you can still get the idea of what I'm doing. This is another washi tape. And so I'm going to actually do a double strip on this one. And then I think at some point, yeah, I do decide that I'm going to do 2 layers. And it's coming together, I think. Oh, I realized on this one that I had a little bit of it wasn't cut straight because it had been a scrap, and I hadn't realized that that end was not cut. So I had to lift up the washi and recut it. And just looking for my next idea for washi. And I found this one that had some turquoise in it, which I like because it pulls out sort of the turquoise of the background. And this one was thicker. I didn't have to do it 2 layers. Then I have this other turquoise one, and it's a polka dot. And I'm also trying to pick different widths of washi and ribbons and things like that. So this is a great use if you don't use your washi much or you have some scraps. None of these are from the same collection. I just picked things that, you know, it's a random stack of books or a random set of papers in washi. So I think it makes for a really interesting page. So I thought about putting a floral on there and then decided against it. This one's a little bit geometric. So I encourage you guys, go back and watch Paige's video. She may have had some different details in the finishing of it. I also will pop some of them up. I think I only popped up 3 of the 9. She may have popped up more, I don't remember. Sorry, my daughter just got home from work. We are in the rundown, the closeout of her high school. Graduation is next week. It's very exciting. So here I do use glue for this thin ribbon because the ribbon was even too thick for my thin red line tape, which is what I usually like to use on ribbon. So I used glue and then just had to hold it there. It is very quick drying glue, but it takes a little bit longer with fabric than on just paper to paper, but it worked well. So lots of different materials on this page and textures and all sorts of stuff. So I thought it was really interesting. And now I'm starting on titles. So I'm going to go through some of the books and look for wordy bits that I think will work. All right, so sorry about that. My dogs came upstairs, made some noise. My daughter came home. I had a chat with her. I've restarted this recording a couple times just because of noise. So I'm finding some of these. We're going to jump ahead, I think, at some point. Hopefully you can see what some of these book titles, we'll call them, are. And there was a couple of good ones in this Chamel sticker book. I think it's Bold and Bright, the sticker book. I don't have the whole collection, but I did like the sticker book, and I found it on sale, probably. So there was a good one in that I took. Just checking. I could have forced some of the other ones, but I didn't want a big black title on there. And I sort of, I did find one more in the new Chamel collection of ephemera. I did trim it out so that it was a simpler shape and not a banner. And now I think I'm ready to stick down the the books, I decided to reuse that, the orange polka dot. Partially because the seat cushion that my daughter is sitting on is a really good match for it. So I'm using some dimensional adhesive, and I think I do that for 3 of them. And some of these are thinner paper, some are a little bit thicker cardstock, and so I'm making sure that for the dimensional ones I'm doing the thicker cardstock. And we're going to stick those down. And to do it, I don't put them perfectly straight. I do make sure the bottom one is straight, but then the others can go just slightly askew so that it looks like a not perfectly aligned stack of books. And this was a technique that Paige used on her page. I'm trying to make sure that the little lines don't line up perfectly, and I'm getting a little bit more randomness in there. I'm still looking for a title for that one. I think I find it. I'm looking through my 6x12 and I find the word wonder. That was my daughter's favorite book, probably after this picture was taken. Here she's reading Harry Potter. I think she was in 3rd grade. Wonder became her favorite book probably in 4th grade, and she read it at least 3 times. And then she became obsessed with Wimpy Kid and Diary of a Drama Queen? Anyway, she really fell in love with graphic novels. Sometimes she's 18 and she would still like all the Wimpy Kid novels as they come out. So I do some stars from that same sticker sheet, Chamel Glitter Girl sticker sheet. And then I think I'm just about done, but I do add some lines around the page. I have done this in a recent video, but it's for a different album. So I'm okay with doing it again, even though I've done it recently. Just some sketchy lines. And then I decide I'm going to add some enamel dots. And I have these Pink Fresh enamel dots from the Delightful collection. And they're kind of a perfect match. So we're going to add those. And now we're going to take some close-ups. So please give this video a thumbs up. Go and watch Paige's video too. And come back for more content. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks a lot, you guys. I think this is a really fun page layout for a book lover.